Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I'm Scott Beason. Sky, you got that look on your face.
No, just a little. Somebody left the headphone.
Just a little quick checking. Well, very, very good. It
Loud
is
and clear.
It is a Tuesday, the 21st day of July in the year of our Lord 2026. And I hope you've had a great morning, and I hope the last 21 hours have gone well since we last visited. Sky, you doing good?
Doing great, man. It's a beautiful day.
So we have good news. Now, look, I know some people are like, I don't know why y'all always start the show with sports, because sports is a big part of our lives.
Yeah, it's not such a drag.
And sometimes it's depressing. Yeah.
Well, not yet.
Sometimes it is depressing, but University of Alabama basketball. So
Yes.
we got
Yesterday,
the inside player that we've been needing for a while. We think
big 7-footer.
Just only 7 feet.
Oh, he's still growing. He's only 19.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 19 years old, out of Canada.
Really?
Yes, and he's a full 7 foot, 260 something pounds. TJ St. Louis.
TJ St. Louis.
This is a nice name, kind of.
St. Louis.
TJ.
How do you end up with a last name St. Louis? Is that
He's French. He's Canadian.
French? It's French and
Yeah.
French.
I guess.
Does he know how hot it is down here?
That was exactly what Martha said.
Martha's a very smart lady.
Apparently, y'all think, but she said, I hope he can endure the heat down here. From
Man,
Canada.
I'll tell you what. Yesterday, I had to run by. Well, I had to go do a couple of things, and so we're gonna sell one of our cars or two of our cars. That long story how we ended up with them, but I was like, hey, I'll just go by the car wash, which is, if your car is really, really dirty, the automated car wash is almost a waste of money. But
Yes.
I did that just to knock off the main dirt, and then, did all the little detailed cleaning around and all this. And I'm telling you, Scott, I know I need a haircut. I get it. But I was sweating like I was in a sauna. I'm talking about just so much so that I would just shake my head and drips of sweat would just drop off just from vacuuming the car out. I guess it is the humidity.
It is right now.
And we've got jacking up. Some of our doors don't want to close right on our house because the humidity is so high. And man, I'm just it's amazing.
Foundation.
No. We live. Our house is built on sandstone, so we don't have the kind of issues like y'all have down there. But no, when it gets really, really humid, mostly because the front door, whoever manufactured it, wasn't exactly right. One of the little plates by the little thing that comes out to hold the door locked, the little metal plates, sticks out just a tiny bit more, and it drags a little bit. It's just only when it gets very humid.
So it expands.
Yeah, the door expands, and then it is what it is. And our air conditioner just puts out so much water into the yard that when you cut that part, it's like mushy. But it looks very green. It's good. It's well watered. But the humidity, I don't know if you were coming down here from Canada, I just don't know how you could take it.
It's brutal. We're going to have to work him in slowly, apparently. But,
He needs to acclimatize.
Yeah, but he'll be a true freshman and eligible to play this coming season, which starts, I checked it out. I'm kind of fired up about this. November 2nd.
That's our first game?
Yes.
Okay.
A little tune-up, but...
why would he not be eligible to play? Why did you say that part?
Well, because now we have so many people transitioning and coming out of the portal.
Transferring is what we do at Alabama. We transfer. Yeah. We don't transition, Sky. That's a whole different topic.
Right. That's a different.
That's
era.
a different thing. We're not into that yet. Hopefully, ever at the University of Alabama. Now, the people who run the program and the people who run the university, probably a little positive on the old transition thing, but not in the athletics department yet.
Well, Coach Oates got his man. This is what he's been
That's who he
looking for.
wanted.
Yep, that's the guy. So that gives us a 7-footer, 2 6'11s in the front court.
Okay.
So they're not going to be pushing us around so much
anymore.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good. Oh.
And he can shoot the three.
Really?
Of course. Yeah, of course. You got to be able to shoot the three.
But is he tough inside though?
Well, he needs to put on some weight.
Yeah, because 260 at 7 foot is not that big, not that thick.
The film I saw, let's see, he was with, get this, Fort Erie International Academy in Ontario last season. And, of course,
wait a minute now, because that could be like,
right.
The Benedictine sisters of the poor Bird Swallow Creek or whatever, and they play against a whole bunch of 1A schools out of South Alabama and South Mississippi, and he scored 4,000 points a game against
it's hard to tell.
5'6" little white 5'6" kids.
Well, he looks outstanding, but of course the level of competition. We'll see. But he's got some poise. Clearly,
Does he?
Yeah. I think Coach is finally putting that team together. Because that's been our kryptonite is you get up against a Michigan that plays that hard inside in the paint,
or Florida.
Yeah, that's who beats us. Purdue.
Yeah,
those teams that play traditional basketball, the big tough guy that'll push you around inside, and so
if we can fling it, swing it, and then play inside, we'll have a shot.
Look out, and he's still growing. So.
Still growing. The other thing is you usually wait till you're about 18, 19, sometimes 20 before you kind of get that
fill out kind of.
Well, you get that mentality too of the you know what, you're not going to punch me around. I don't have to be nice to you if we're out here. That kind of thing. I don't want someone that's uncivil, but you kind of grow into that manhood where you're like, you know what? I will hit you in the mouth if you come in here and do that to me again. That because you got to have a little bit of that. You got to have a little. What do they call it now? Dog. You have a little dog in you.
Particularly at that position.
Oh yeah,
you got to have it.
Those guys got to be tough, and everybody else has got to be afraid that one of those 7-foot elbows comes across the jaw. Oops, my bad. My bad.
He's got quite a wingspan.
Oh, already. I can only imagine.
He's out there, man. He covers a lot of territory.
So we need him to weigh about 300?
Get him up to at least 285. Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. They put 15 pounds.
You don't think they did a lot of weightlifting at what did you sell? The Little Sisters of the Immaculate
the International
Barbecue.
Fort Erie Academy in Ontario.
Is that the Canadian version of what is it IEG IG what's the sports academy down in Florida? IMG.
That's it. It is like that. It's a basketball proving ground
in Canada.
Yes,
because Canada just churns out basketball. Well,
they got to send them somewhere. They don't have many, so it's Fort Erie if you want to play ball.
You got to go there.
Fort Erie International.
Play against all the other Canadians.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I have faith in him. I have faith in the Oats to
he knows it.
Make something out of it. Is there any news out of Auburn? I mean, I know they got the son's the coach now, right? Pearl's son.
Right.
And everybody likes him. I like him.
He's a nice guy.
I just haven't heard as much out of them recently.
No, I'll check you in. But this was breaking news this morning.
This was big.
Happened. Just signed him. He's officially committed to Bama.
I did see a story that had some other colleges that had some G League players trying to come back. I did see that.
That's illegal, Scott.
Well, I thought that had already been ruled against. But there must be some sort of, now that they have the whole you can play 5 years until you're a certain age, it doesn't matter if you were redshirted, which is kind of a crock. My kids, it just irritates me that the NCAA just comes along and makes big goofy changes at times. And I'm not saying some of them aren't improvements. But so my daughter goes to Florida as a freshman in the spring. So she graduates at Christmas.
Okay.
That spring is COVID spring. No, let's see. That spring is COVID. Let's see. How did it end up being? The bottom line is she missed the COVID extra year.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Okay.
So people that went to college before her got to stay and play the whole time she was there. And then you had the COVID extra year started causing recruiting problems for kids coming out of high school because now some programs don't need the freshmen this year because they've got COVID seniors. And then you do all that, and then my son gets redshirted last fall, which means he still has 4 years of eligibility. And then the NCAA comes along and says, hey, look, all y'all get 5 years of eligibility. So he could have played,
Yeah.
but they held him out to redshirt him. He played the maximum amount of games that you can play and still be redshirted, but he could have played the whole season. But
And now,
he gets chopped off, and then they just give everybody. So all the people who did play early, who thought, okay, I'm playing as a freshman, now they get to stay as long. And I'm just like, why do y'all do this? And what kills me about the NCAA is they don't do this kind of thing where, hey, look, you already took your red shirt or you've got your red shirt, so you even get an extra. They don't want to do that. That would be foreboding, but then they gave everybody under God's green earth extra for COVID.
these
So
arbitrary rulings that
yeah, so if you're those in-between kids, you got to think about, I think they hurt freshmen being recruited again with the 5-year deal. So we got to take a break real quick. Lots of stuff to do. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back.
Every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
show, you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate
And,
that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. So, let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all, pardon me, have y'all been eating salad?
Yes.
So, my
Why
wife
do
and
you
I,
ask?
we had our anniversary over the weekend, Sky. And I don't even remember what year it is because it seems like we've been married 2 years, maybe at the most. Is that the right way to do it?
That is exactly correct.
The way to do it.
Perfect.
So we went to the old Olive Garden. I like Olive Garden. I know that some people are bougie and act like they don't, but I like it. And I like their lasagna, and I get the tour of Italy, and I like the bread, and I like to get the Alfredo sauce and dip the breadsticks in the Alfredo sauce, which is a great thing, by the way. But they charge like $5 for this little plate of Alfredo sauce. Did you say plate, Scott? It ought to be a little bit. No, it's like a plate. So it's, it's not very, it's not a lot, like $5. But you know what they didn't have? When we got there, and there was,
I bet I know. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
It's the lettuce. Right?
They said, I love Olive Garden salad. I like when they bring it out there, and I like when they put the pepper on it. I like my wife tosses it up. I like the dressing. I like the whole 9 yards. Part of my Olive Garden experience. And I had to lobby for Olive Garden because it's an anniversary, so it was back and forth. My wife could eat Mexican like every day, and she was like, kind of, but I'm not really. And I was like, well, I kind of want Olive Garden. We get there, they said, hey, we don't have salad. And I said, well, what am I going to do if we don't have salad? And the guy was like, we have lots of soup. I said, okay. But yeah, they did not have salad. And they didn't say it was because, they didn't tell you why, but we guessed it was because. And when I went and looked up, it said that Olive Garden had pulled their salads and some soups from the menus over the weekend, this last weekend, as a precaution against the massive multi-state outbreak of cyclosporiasis.
Nice.
Cyclosporin, something and others. And I just wondered if anybody else had been paying attention. So last week, I tried to eat at Olive Garden. I did grab something at Taco Bell. And so I guess I'm thankful.
Living dangerous, huh?
Apparently, I'm living dangerously because I didn't pay attention. So it turns out that it looks like the lettuce came from a company called Taylor Farms. Have y'all seen that?
Yes. Let me check that real quick because there might have been development. Go ahead.
Well, yesterday there was a development. First they said it was Taylor Farms. Then Taylor Farms came out and said, no, it wasn't us. They apologized to us. It was a false positive. Well, there's been another update. Third update.
Okay,
Let's see. So there's first news. This is second update.
Okay, I came in at the second. So apparently
yes.
There's been a new.
Yes, because that was part of my stories was, hey, look, the Fed said it's Taylor Farms. Then they come back and say, well, it's not. It was a false positive. And I'm like, how do you trust the government? I love all the memes, by the way, about Taco Bell. Have you seen the
Right.
one that says, "Hey, look, my stomach's upset. Basically, my stomach's upset, and I can't tell if it's my usual, just plain old Taco Bell upset, or is
Yeah.
it the lettuce?"
Okay, have you seen the one that says Taco Bell manager says that the lettuce outbreak is coming from a market down the street, and it's Dr. Fauci dressed up as a Taco Bell manager.
Nothing to worry about. Just
That's
wear your
the
mask.
big winner so far. But right, beat that.
Oh, I like that. That's really good. That is really good. And look, I'm a big fan of Taco Bell. I like Taco. I like
Likewise.
the $5 box. You know why?
You are the everyman. Yeah, Olive Garden, Taco Bell.
I just like the $5 box, and you know why? Because my Taco Bell that I go to, and I look, I know that I brag about, where I live, but the Taco Bell I go to still has Mountain Dew that when you sip it, you're like, wow.
Zip.
It's got some zip in it. That's the word.
Yeah,
I have been
that's
looking
it.
for that word for a long time.
It's how they mix the carbonation.
Well,
Okay, you got to do it just right.
Mountain Dew with zip is fantastic. And I had a friend one time who was able to go to one of the bottling companies. And I think the water matters, by the way. Mountain Dew in some places in Alabama is better than it is in the other parts of the country. Something about our water. But he said he got a Mountain Dew immediately after it was shot into the bottle at, I think it was either Birmingham or Chattanooga. I don't remember which one they do it at. Maybe they do it at both. So it's really cold, and they shoot it right in the bottle, put the cap on it, and he was doing a tour or visit and whatever, and they gave it to him. He said it was amazing.
Right off the line.
And had the zip, and he said it was just amazing. Freezing cold, but anyway, that's what the Taco Bell I go to. Their machine is right, and I like cinnamon crispas, and I like just the plain taco with some hot sauce that's got 4,000 ingredients. I don't know if any of them are real, but, I mean, it's just good.
Look, you don't have to convince me. I've got a favorite Taco Bell.
Do you? A certain
Yes,
one?
and it's the only one I'll go to.
Because it does the machine right?
Well, yeah, and they know me also.
Oh, see? It's like
So,
me and my...
they know me, and I like that. There's still that. I will forgive a lot of errors
Right.
as long as there's great customer service.
No, I agree with you completely.
As long as you're making the effort and you're being hospitable, and I know you want. So many places I go in now, it's like I'm bothering them to come in there and try to give them my money.
Yeah, to try to order something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are y'all here for?
And I'm generally not.
I don't
back.
have that much in my area. The only thing that gets me ill is and I forgive them because I love them. All right, I talk to them all the time. They're nice. But for the love, can y'all not put a spoon in my bag when I'm supposed to go eat scrambled eggs? You know what I'm saying? I need a fork.
You still on that?
Yes.
This is a real problem.
This is a real
apparently.
problem. It happens like once a month. It's only once a month. I'm not mad at them. And you know what? If there was a reason, if they're like, "Hey, Scott, we're out of forks. We're going to have to give you a spoon." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Give me a spoon. That's awesome. It's way better than eating with my hands."
Sure.
Which I'm not opposed to. It's not because it's some cultural thing, but if I have to, I will. It's not a problem. I will.
In a pinch.
Absolutely. Have you seen the person? This is how insane we are. And there's a segue going to this in a few minutes. And the person who says that they're from some foreign country, okay? And it's some comment about how the culture is different and they eat with their hands and we don't because our food is not nearly as good as theirs.
Is that it?
That's the lady's point. Yeah, and she's doing the whole reach in the bowl with the kind of the claw look. You kind of take your fingers and pinch it all together. It's not like two fingers, like you just get a little pinch. No. It's like this the full 5-finger clamp, and then she sticks like all 5 of them in her mouth, like and you're like, what are you doing?
We're trying to have a civilization.
We're trying to have
Come on.
one.
Come on.
I realize that they're undermining it. Here's the rest of the Taylor Farm story. So the first update is, oh no, it's not us. It wasn't us. The Fed said it was false positive, and they've apologized to us for falsely accusing us. The Feds came back and were like, no.
Really?
Feds, to clarify this false positive lab sample, capital letters, does not change the basis for the FDA's ongoing outbreak investigation or the overwhelming epidemiological data supporting the current voluntary recall by Taylor Farms. Over the weekend, FDA alerted Taylor Farms that a new sample of shredded lettuce from Taylor Farms de Mexico,
There it is.
tested positive for cyclospora during import examination at the southern border. This ended up being a false positive, and Taylor Farms was alerted to the corrective test result. FDA's traceback investigation and outbreak data continued to converge on shredded iceberg lettuce from Taylor Farms locations in central Mexico. So what the company was doing was, we got a false positive on this new test of what we're sending into the country, and tried to make it sound like, no, that was, so there has been multiple tests. And the FDA is like, no, we're still pretty sure it's coming from you. But yeah, that one of your newest truckload was a false positive. But those other ones were not. So they were trying to kind of shuck and jive and say dodge.
Yeah, they need to own up to that and just try to move on. They're not going to win this battle.
Oh, no.
There's no way.
But I did a little research for y'all, and you're going to love this. We'll have it on the other side. We'll be back. Hold on, now we're ready. Welcome back
Yes.
in. I've been look. We do research for y'all on the other side. A different set of research than I teased at the break, but Sky said, speaking of Olive Garden, have you seen the? He asked me if I'd seen the $100 pass deal.
Yeah, the never-ending pasta bowl. I was wondering if you signed up or tried to while you were visiting.
Somewhere during the last couple of weeks or the last few days, over the weekend, my wife said she had seen, and we didn't know. We were not familiar with this deal. And she said that she saw something on social media that said it was, what is it? There's more security involved in getting Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl than there is in voting in this country.
Well, in order to have you can sign up. What did you say it was $100?
It's $100 plus tax
for 13 weeks.
Yep, you get as many never-ending pasta bowls. You can go as many times as you want.
Yeah,
for 13 weeks for $100.
It's a great deal.
It is a great deal.
But they sell a limited number of these because it is a really good value. However,
can you give me your pass? Like if you buy it, can you just give me the card and I can go in and use it?
Sounds like a great scam.
It does.
I'll go to lunch and then I'll come out and give you my pass.
Right.
And you go in and we can just rake them.
Uh-huh.
But no, you can't, because the Olive Garden is very secure about this. They require you to show a valid photo ID.
A photo
to prove.
ID.
Yes.
You know what? I've got somebody call. What's that guy's name that shows up every time there's a racist thing? Cramp. What is his name? Champ.
Yeah.
Who's that attorney? He's off in Mississippi now, going after them. But he's right there. Al Sharpton shows up, but this guy's the attorney. Crump. Isn't it Crump?
I think so.
Somebody call Crump, because do you know how many people of color in this country cannot get the never-ending pasta pass at Olive Garden?
They're not capable.
Do you know how many married women probably can't get the never-ending pasta pass because they are not capable of having a legitimate, real photo ID? They don't even know. I mean, some of the people of color don't even know where to get one. And this is racism at its worst. I knew the Italians were racist
See what they're
over
up
at
to?
the Olive Garden. Just because it's OG doesn't mean they're down with the hood.
However, there's been zero complaints. It seems like the only thing in this entire country that you don't have to have is the most sacred right that we have is the ballot and the vote. But, buddy, you try to get the never-ending pasta bowl, you're going to come with a photo ID or you going out.
Yeah, there's some security. They'll throw your butt out of there.
Yeah,
we're such a joke. We really,
when
really
you
are.
think about it, it's absurdly sad and hilarious.
And how many people who don't listen to the show regularly hear me say, this is racist? Hey, everybody knows people of color can't get an ID to get the never-ending pasta. They're like, Scott's such a racist. I hate his guts. I hate him. I can't believe he would say that. While that's what they're saying about voting every single day.
It's insulting.
It's why we can't have the SAVE Act, because, oh, my gosh. But
it's
anyway.
Oppressive. It's Jim Crow pasta. That's what it is.
I knew those Italians.
It's ridiculous. How we buy this, buy into this insanity.
A fair country would just go in and say, look, I have a never-ending pasta pass. And they would go, well, that's fantastic. Just let me bring you unlimited pasta.
Sure.
Just for you to do it. But they have rules and guidelines, too. You have, let's see, what was it? It's only for 13 weeks. You can go as many times as you want. Dine in only. No to-go orders. No, they probably frown upon you carrying out, too. You don't get to load up the little black box on the way out, I hope.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But you can get, let's see if I ask for that. You can get fettuccine, spaghetti, angel hair, and rigatoni. This is what I was surprised by. You can get all their sauces, but you can get chicken, meatballs, Italian sausage, and crispy shrimp fritta. So you get the meat, you get the protein, with it. I figured they were just going to give you this deal and you just get the noodles, and then you had to pay
that's what I
extra to
thought.
get the meat or something.
Right. Come on.
But no, that you get the toppings too. It's unbelievable. But
No
they've
wonder
got
they
it
only
figured
sold
out, don't
so
you?
many.
Don't they? Because like if I got
you-
one, I would get it, right? Because Scott's like, I can go there enough times. Like, if I make it 8 times, I break even, which is a lot of times, but I can do it. But
You
you
gonna
know
make
who
more.
wouldn't get it? My wife.
Right. And you're going to take her along,
And
aren't you?
she's going. So I'm going to get the never-ending pasta bowl, and I've got to go 8 times, and she's probably like, I don't know if I want to go again. But when she goes, she's going to knock out the, $30 bill, and we're going to get the
They're gonna
drinks.
make it up right
yeah, you're
there.
going to get the $3.50 sweet tea
Yeah.
that costs like, 30 cents to make.
Yeah, they're going to make it up.
And they're making it up. It's super smart. They only sold 10,000 of them, Sky. Because I wanted to get one a minute ago, and they're done. They're over.
Yeah.
This thing came out last Thursday,
Sold out.
and
just
it's
like that.
it's done. It's gone.
It's an excellent promotion because, people are talking about it,
They are.
and for good reason. But the voter ID thing and the pasta bowl ID, I don't know. It just draws this parallel, puts a spotlight on priorities in this country.
Yeah, that we're just look. I know you're not supposed to say the R word, but we are. We really
gotta
are.
get over it.
We're not. You don't use the R word for people who really have challenges. But we in America
Oh, that one.
we
We are.
are. Is there a better word for what we are? There's not one. We're stunted at best. Something is wrong with us.
It's like just in shock almost.
Can't you-
just can't function?
Don't you envision President Trump mentioning the never-ending pasta bowl pass?
Oh, I hope so. Oh, I
It
do.
just
that's
seems-
right up his.
Oh,
yeah.
it's perfect. He'll be
Yeah.
call it up over to the Senate. Hey, why is it the Senate can't pass the SAVE Act and have voter ID, but the guys over at Olive Garden can for the never-ending pasta promotion?
The sacred honor of having the pasta pass must be protected. We must pass the pasta save act.
And you probably have to have your name on the pasta pass
You better believe it.
exactly like your driver's license.
Yeah, it's got to be 100%.
You know what would be
correct.
awesome? Since you had to buy the pasta pass online. What if you had to upload a photo of your ID to Olive Garden, and when you order it, they pull up their website, they're like, oh yeah, that's definitely you. That would
That's
be
you.
freaking amazing.
I imagine it runs something like that.
Hey,
You got to
look,
prove
you
who
gotta
you
have
are. You
security.
can't bring your dead relatives
You
in
can't
here.
just be passing out pasta to anybody. George Washington warned us about it.
Time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Show you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that,
And,
Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds. Welcome back in, everybody. So, let's get out to your phone calls before I go back to this dark place I was at when we started the program. Red Top, welcome to the program. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday to you.
You're a brave. I'm telling you the same thing I told Sky. You're a brave man. You know why?
Why?
You eat a Taco Bell.
One of the things I have been gifted with, Red Top, is I always say I have a cast iron stomach. I mean, I can eat old leftovers. But that's going away in my older age. But historically,
good.
Drink a gallon of milk, go run a mile, no problems.
I have never bought a bag of bagged lettuce when they started selling it in bags.
Yeah.
It's right after NAFTA. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't remember that, but that makes sense.
That's when we started getting all our vegetables from South America and Mexico.
Yeah.
And it was quite obvious. I know the way the farms are set up in those countries. You have a chicken farm next to a vegetable farm next to a pork farm. All the poop washes down into vegetables.
Yeah. And they don't do it. They don't do a lot of hand washing either. And they do a lot of, why would you have a porta potty? Do we still call them porta potties? There's a new swanky name for them now, though, aren't they? Like mobile sanitary toilet or something.
I really don't. I try not to think about it.
Yeah. But they don't look. Well, here's my point. I don't even know if they bother with those. We think, man, that's terrible.
No, sir. It's done mechanically. It's 3 washes with Clorox.
Ooh.
Well, that'll get your butt
That makes you feel better?
Oh, no. I was talking about that the workers don't go to a porta potty. They go where they can. And then they get back to
well,
work.
That's still, there's a lot more pigs and chickens pooping in the fields than there are humans. So it's all. But here, this is something you're gonna think. This is gonna make you very happy. It already made Sky very happy.
Okay.
It's time to draw the Mason-Dixon line again.
Do say.
The North is collapsing under socialism, and the West has already collapsed under socialism. And yesterday, when I saw that damn hammer and sickle going up and down the streets of New York, it pissed me off.
How about that?
Oh,
I
yeah,
did not
I know.
like it.
Yeah.
And
they're coming
you know
out from
what?
under now. They're admitting
We
it.
can even leave Virginia out this time because Virginia, maybe south of D.C., but we can leave all of D.C. out of the South this time. And you think we held the cards back in 1860 with the agriculture? Now we not only we hold the agriculture and all the technology in the South. We could live without the North a million years, guys.
Say it again.
And
I'm with you.
and you know what? It's going to be time to make some come to Jesus decisions here before too long, because these young people have a state of envy. Envy is a sin. I don't feel the boomers weren't envious of other rich people. We went out, worked our butts off, and made the money to become rich.
Yeah. I'm with you, Red Top. That's one of the smartest things. You know, maybe the Mason-Dixon line needs to be a Mason-Dixon wall. But you are right. They are going as fast as they can into it. And the one thing that I keep warning people about, and I think you'll agree, is that America has devolved, at least somewhat, into a oligarch-esque system because we've allowed so much centralization. Our food supply is centralized, our meat supply, I know meat's part of food, but our meat supply is centralized. Everything is becoming in the hands of a few small groups of people. Our media is centralized, and then that causes problems, and it gives the socialists something to point at and say, you don't even have a chance because these guys will squeeze you out if you start doing well. If we could be a little less mercantile, even in the South, and I think we would be safe for generations. But I'm with you. The Northeast and the West have lost their minds.
May I make a quick statement?
Yes,
too?
you may.
You have been slightly propagandized by what you just said.
You think?
Subconsciously, because no, this is not an oligarchy. This is just a regular society with people that don't want to do the work to get up to be an oligarch.
Well,
It could be both.
We're going to have to disagree a little bit because, like the food, the fact that we don't have as many small farmers, that there's not a good way for a farm to market. I mean, look, y'all have a great system down there in the river region. Sweet Creek and that whole model down there, but like our meat supply, it is more and more centralized. Is it pork, Sky, that's pretty much owned by the Chinese?
Yes. It's
Smithfield.
Yeah, and you
But
just can't allow that kind of stuff. That's what Teddy Roosevelt was busting. Now, he might have been busting it because his group of elites wanted something from the other group of elites, but still. You got to have competition, and when you have competition, you continue to have freedom, and you don't have small groups of people saying, hey, this is how we must do it. One other thing I thought was interesting, when you said we could live for 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years without the North or the West, it's funny to me because they say things like, well, if you didn't have us, you wouldn't have the internet. I'm like, everything they threaten us with taking would make our lives better.
I'd rather have fresh collards.
Right on.
And some clean water
Roll
and fish
Tide,
we
go
can
Trump.
eat. How's that?
Thanks,
You got
man.
it, brother.
That's a good call.
Good call, Red Top.
We got to take a break.
We do.
That was worth it.
We'll be back.
Listening to the Scott Beason show, you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that,
And,
Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
you can learn things. And I appreciate that.
I appreciate that,
And,
Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western systems. Welcome back in, everybody. Second half, Alabama Unfiltered Radio, the only show in the world with three halves, and we appreciate you watching and listening everywhere. You can check us out over at YouTube, and while you're there, after you've subscribed to our show, which would help us out tremendously if you want to just go over there and check it out. We're also started a new some new stuff during the breaks, which will allow us to more easily produce shorts that we're going to start putting out on Facebook and other places. I have realized that half the time I'm looking down and the camera sees me looking down, but it can't be worse than some of the stuff that I've seen on the interwebs, so we'll get some of that out there very, very soon. We're trying to help y'all out as much as we can. But while you're there, check out Brian Dawson's podcast, which is called 1819 News, the podcast. He's been doing that for a good long while. I don't know if there's a new one this week. I think he may be out of town. I don't know if they did some ahead of time, but check it out over at YouTube or any of the other places where you find your podcast, 1819 News, the podcast. Let's go out to the phones. Eric the dog, welcome in. I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday to you.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está, mi amigo?
Estoy bien, güey.
Good. Did try to keep the lettuce clean next time, please.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what they use lettuce for in Mexico, but based on the thickness, you probably guessed.
No, really?
That's it.
They don't really do that, do they?
No, man.
Okay, all right.
That's what they make cactuses for.
Well, it gets off the. It has a scrubbing effect.
Yeah, you got to get it clean. You know, colon cancer is a real thing.
God.
Oh, have mercy.
Hey, y'all pointed out something to me that this is what happens when you sniff too much paint and you sand a whole bunch by yourself. I was wondering why they have such an objection to putting liquor stores in impoverished areas. Ironically, the same areas that don't have voter ID and we're being, racist and creating poll taxes based on them having to have an ID. It shouldn't be a problem. I mean, if you don't have an ID to vote or to show, you don't have one to show the clerk at the liquor store. I don't see what the problem is.
That's right.
But I guess that's too much. You can't do that kind of logical thinking. You have to. I don't know. I don't even know what you have to do to be quiet. I'm not smart enough to figure out how you get to be that dumb.
Eric the dog.
Pretend.
Here's the thing. Here's the truth. When people don't like it, Karen and Kyle can get mad. Whatever. Liberal white women can get angry.
Correct, sir.
The people saying all this stuff about, oh no, folks can't get IDs. Oh no, married women, they won't be able to vote. All this, they know they are lying. Okay, they just absolutely know they're lying. It's completely made up. They know it. What they are doing is they are protecting their illegal voting scam that they are running. And they're running it using people who are in the country illegally. They're also running it voting people illegally. So you got Scott Beason. He's registered to vote. He never shows up to vote, but he votes regularly. But note that I said he never shows up to vote. So they know that they have to have all this to win. And Democrats can't win in a lot of places in this country unless there is illegal voting going on. So they know it. And then regular Joe Blow, person of color, immigrant, recently married person, they all know that they're going to get to vote. They know that if it's done right, they will get to vote. They know it. It's all made up. Black people have IDs just like white people do, just like Asian people do. just like Hispanic people do. No normal person thinks this is real. It is all made up talking points to cover up corruption, and that's just the facts.
Well, you're not wrong. It's clear to anybody who cares to even look at it. If you're even mildly rational, and we take your word for all this stuff you're saying is true, where's the lawsuits that are coming out of this for these people that are being discriminated against? You ought to have a class action lawsuit with about, 13%. That's like 300 and something million people. That'd be a hell of a lawsuit for voter discrimination. I mean,
yeah, the whole one man one vote thing doesn't hold true. If my vote is diminished by a fraction, even a tiny fraction, because there is systemic fraud in the voting process, then my rights have been violated. But the federal court will look at me or look at you, Eric the Dog, and like, oh, no, you don't have standing. You can't prove that your rights have been violated. It's just our system from top to bottom has become so corrupt and so full of incompetent people that it's tough. I don't know if we can ever turn the ship around. We're going to keep trying, but when you look at some of these federal judges and some of the rulings they've made because they have Trump derangement syndrome and that they just purely just take political sides and political positions because they don't like something that's going on with no regard for the Constitution. I don't know how you I don't know how you fix it because you're dealing with dishonest dealers. Does that make sense?
Hey, I understood before you started talking. I already know.
Right.
You ever seen a poor politician? No, you haven't. You ever seen like, I don't know how many people are there? There's 100 in the Senate, 400 or 500 and something in there. That's like, we'll just call it 700 for nice round numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Millionaires off of six-figure salaries. Some of the luckiest investments I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean,
they're really good with. I don't know why they're in politics. Many of them should be hedge fund managers, real estate moguls, because they really do make way better financial investment decisions than they did before they got in office. Put it that way.
And that's across the board. That's Democrat.
Yes.
And
It is. It's both sides.
Let's see here. The party of the people, for the low class man. You ever seen one of them not could show up in a 3-piece suit or some nice Brooks Brothers shirt and pants slacks, their sleeves rolled up?
Yeah, what's his name from Pennsylvania? What's his name? Fetterman. Yeah, Fetterman shows up all the time in a hoodie.
Hey, 1 out of 400 ain't bad.
Right. Now let's work on that.
And here's the thing, Eric the Dog. Not all of them are in on this deal, okay? But
no, they just get some of the
ones who have power, I guess that's what I'm going to try to say. The ones who have actual power, they do fit that. Because I was thinking the other day, my wife was saying how she liked the idea that they were going to pass or talking about passing if they didn't do something with the budgets, they wouldn't get paid. And I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." And all of us are all for it. Yeah, don't let them get paid if they can't fund, the Homeland Security. Don't let them get paid. That all sounds great, except that the people who really are standing in the way of that happening are already millionaires. They were millionaires when they got there. Some of them were. And so if Eric the Dog got elected to Congress or Scott Beason got elected to Congress, the first thing they would do is start not passing budget items. So my wife and your wife and we'll go, hey, wait a minute. You can't afford to be up there. You got to come back. How are we going to pay for the house if you're not getting paid? So they would squeeze us out, and they wouldn't even laugh. They don't care about that $175,000. That means nothing to them. You and I would be living we would live in our office. We'd sleep in our office at night because we can't afford rent. So that's what would happen.
Scott, you have an office?
Well, we would in Congress. Yeah. When you and I got elected to Congress, they would give us an office.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's who it would hurt, is the first-year struggling.
Well, some of those guys, I mean,
Representatives.
Gary Palmer, last I checked, still he and some of his friends all still sleep in their offices.
Used to be traditional for new senators and Congress
Yeah,
representatives.
because rent is like unbelievable up there. So if you're paying your mortgage back home and you're trying to pay $3,000 and $4,000 for an apartment, it doesn't take long to burn through it. You know what's funny? Remember when they said, "Hey, we're gonna make all of us be on Obamacare"? Now their staff,
Except for them.
their staff doesn't have to be, but the congressmen are. And I was told that the price for Obamacare, if you're a congressman, is upwards of $20,000 a year. So that's
they
my
just probably
point.
wrote
Is
that into the raise.
yeah, if you that's the thing. If you have a guy or girl who is trying to do it the right way and not becoming wealthy, all these things that are populist ideas are like, yeah, stick it to them. That guy and girl's getting killed. But the leadership people who have already cut their deals, they are cruising.
That's it.
Hey, Eric the dog, I can carry you over if you want to be carried over. We got to take a break. We'll be
I
back.
just want to tell you.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye. So I'm glad Eric the Dog called. This is one of those things that you got to talk about from time to time, and I've got a number of examples. So Eric the Dog and I were talking, and this is the funny thing, and I believe personally it is a strategy, but maybe not. Maybe it's just one of those things that just randomly happens. Maybe it's a coincidence, but it happens a lot. Sky, let's go back. Originally, when the Founding Fathers set up the United States, these United States, senators were not elected by the people. Senators were elected or chosen by the legislature of the states. And then the legislature sent the senators. The House members were directly elected by the people. Congressmen were. Well, somebody came along and said, hey, wouldn't you, talking to regular people, right? Wouldn't you like it better if you got to vote for your senator? I mean, think about it. Your legislator voting for a senator, you need to vote for a senator. Now, remember what the Founding Fathers told us about democracies? They were not fans of democracies.
Right.
They were not fans of the whole idea of the mob being able to decide, and that's why we have a republic. But you go to the people and you say, this is just not good. Don't you need to vote? And all the people, including myself, I'll be like, yeah, I need to vote. I hate that legislator. Guys. Now, historically, senators, all you got to do is look at pre-Civil War kind of stuff. Those senators were very loyal to their states, and they were very loyal to doing what the legislature said. Hey, look, these are the things we need. You're our guy. You're our representative. They could be recalled at any time. You go off to Washington, D.C., and you vote for something that the legislature is like, that's not in our best interest. What the heck are you doing? You're sending money overseas for that instead of sending it to Alabama? You bring your happy tail back down here, we'll send Sky up there. The legislature could do that. They recalled senators and sent senators the whole 9 yards. But somebody came along and went to the people, quote unquote, the people, and said, hey, don't you want to elect them? So what do we have now? The senator goes off, sends a bunch of gajillions of dollars overseas. What is your can we recall them? Even the places that pretend they have this whole process, you can't just bring them back. You can't just call them back to the state. We're sending another one up. Can't do any of that. So we elect them, but who are their loyalties to? Their loyalties are to the people who got them elected. And the people who got them elected are oftentimes not the people of the state. That's why their loyalties are not to the people. That's why they vote differently than the people think, because they know that the people who got them elected can spend millions of dollars when election time comes to get those folks in the middle who aren't paying attention to vote for them, and then they're senators again. So we were sold a bill of goods by saying, don't you want to do it? Don't you think you ought to have the right? Don't you think? And we're like, yes, give us that right. But we were bamboozled. Then you fast forward again and you do things like campaign finance reform. Well, Scott, it's just not right. You got rich people are electing all these folks. They're electing their guys, and there ought to be limits on how much the rich guy can give. Don't you think so? And all of us people, all of us regular people are like, yeah, there should be limits. Hey, he shouldn't be able to just get that guy elected on his own. That one guy. Well, I'm here to tell you, surprisingly enough, that if you want to know a group of people that follows the herd, who almost no one wants to get outside, I'm not talking about none, but very few people want to get outside of the herd mentality, it is the wealthy. The folks who are in the right clubs, the right country club, the right leadership group, the right chamber of commerce, the right whatever club, they do not like to be the odd man out or the odd woman out. So they move in a herd, and you end up with a situation where the herd chooses their candidate, and then you have 100 people, 150 people giving that maximum contribution to their chosen candidate. And all of a sudden, their chosen candidate has millions of dollars to spend in a campaign. And then you've got the unchosen candidate over here on the side who would be a viable candidate if just one wealthy guy, one wealthy lady could support him or her, they would be a viable candidate. But one has a limit on how much they can give. So he gives his full amount. It's $20-something $100 now. Yay, great. You can buy, 3 ads on the nightly newscast in a bigger market. You're done. You're done. That's it. That's what you got. That's it. Maybe it'll cover your gas or drive from, meeting with 5 people at the garden club to the next garden club with 5 people to the next Republican club that's got 11 people, and good luck to you. So we thought we were limiting it, and the wealthy folks in the club are like, I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. We used to have, Carl over there kept giving money to people like Sky, and they kept winning, but we figured out how to get the regular folks to make it so Carl couldn't get any conservatives elected anymore. So now we are electing the people we want. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not the way it's supposed to work. It was supposed to help me. It was supposed to help the little guy. Didn't happen. And then what I was talking about with Eric the dog. When we do things like, we want those congressmen not to get paid if they don't pass the budget. Well, the only one that gets hurt is probably the one middle-class guy who's trying to do the right thing. He's killing himself up there. And living in his office, sleeping there, and they have all the facilities they kind of need, but still, work in your office all day and then sleep in your office on a cot or whatever, fold out couch, and then go after it again. He's got to pay his rent, his mortgage back home, got to pay for his insurance, got to pay for car payments. And so we say, yes, don't pay him. Well, if you don't pay him, how's he going to pay his mortgage back in Alabama? How's he going to make his car payment? How's he going to pay the other bills he's got at home? He's got plenty of money laying around? I don't think he does. Now, look, I'm looking at it as if I was in Congress. And everybody in the country was like, yeah, don't let Scott get paid because they haven't passed a budget. And I'm out there every day going, pass a budget. We should be responsible. Let's pass a balanced budget. Every day I'm for a balanced budget. Then everybody in the country says, yeah, don't pay them. They're all rich. How do I get the next guy? I'm out trying to get Eric the dog to run. I'm out trying to get Sky to run. I'm out trying to get Red Top to run or Soldier Boy to run. And I'm like, hey, yeah, do this. And he said, well, what do we, yeah, well, you can do it, but just hope we always pass a budget or you won't get paid. They're like, I can't run that risk. Can't do that. Which reminds me of going back to the old story. I voted for a legislative pay raise years ago. When I ran for office later, I had a number of older men saying, look, Scott, I like everything you've done. I like the job you do. You do a great job, but I got to vote against you this time. I'm like, why? Well, you voted for the legislative pay raise. Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I know. I just got to vote against you this time I know you do great. I'll vote for you next time, but I had to get whipped. And my whole point in doing that was I get the theoretical model. I get the idea that all of it was designed for, you to be a planter or you're out at your place and you go serve in the springtime and then you come back and it's not your full-time job. And I get all that. I get the idea, the founding fathers' idea. But I look at the legislature and I see a bunch of retirees, a bunch of folks who are already independently wealthy, and then I see people who work for other companies. And I remember one guy saying, well, you could work for, I said, so can I come work for you? Not intending to work for him. Can I come work for you? Well, what do you mean? I said, well, I'll need to go to meetings probably, once or twice a week, all during the year. But a lot of those are around lunch, so I'll probably be able to, roll out about 10:30, maybe get back about 1 or 1:30. But in the springtime, I'll need to be gone 3 days a week all spring long. And most of the time, the response was, because these are small business owners, was like, well, if you're gone that much, I need you to work. And I'm like, yeah, so you're telling me that I'll be gone so much that I'm not really an asset to the company but what if I can help the company do better by being in the legislature?
Then it becomes,
I can be your agent to help the business. And then, because look, they didn't have a business that the legislature was really going to help a lot. But that's when the light came on for them going, wait a minute. Some of these folks, it is a business decision. They have a legislator working for them because it helps their business. He's an advocate. He's a lobbyist for their needs when they need him. And you're like, now you're starting to understand.
Yeah.
But
that's what happened to the public servant. Right
yeah,
there.
but that's what's bad about it, guys. It takes so long. I mean, I'm taking up this whole segment trying to explain how, quote unquote, the powers that be run out to us, and they see us as the mob. They see us as the the Rams, the Raggedy A multitudes, and they're like, go out and stir up the Rams and get the Rams to support something that will hurt them in the long run, but think that it's helping them. Go and tell them, get them to do something that will solidify our power while they think it's helping them. And we've done that a bunch of times, Sky.
Yeah. Well, just now, trying to explain that versus the 20-second soundbite. Scott Beason voted for a pay raise.
Yes.
We got to get rid of him.
Yes, he's the worst guy in
what
the
you're up
world.
against.
He's just trying to get richer and richer. And you're
Played
like,
right into their hands. Right?
really?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that one of the guys who just he came in the next term and they were all about, we got to get rid of the pay raise, we got to repeal the pay raise, it's awful, it's terrible, the whole 9 yards. At the end of his first term, and we did, they scaled it back, and I was like, what the crap are y'all doing? And that guy did not run for re-election. And when I asked him why, he said, I can't afford to be here. And I was like,
there it is.
What is the phrase? No crap, Sherlock, with different words.
Yeah, that's it.
And I was like, really? I mean, he could tell my face. I was like, really? I just could not believe it. But I know, look, to his defense, he was being honest, because he knew instantly when he said it, I'm not good at poker, that I was giving him the no crap Sherlock look. And you're just like, wow. Because he was a regular middle class guy for the most part. And realized, man, this is killing me. But it is what it is. Let's take a break. I see you on Zoom now. I'm way over, I'm sure. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
you can learn things. And
Welcome back in, everybody. Golly, boom, we're down to the third half of the show. Let's get out to your calls. Let's go to Clark. Clark, welcome to the program. I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday to you.
First dog to you.
Yes, sir.
So, yesterday, we talked about the fact that we get more information on the perfidy in our political system from China and Russia than we do the FBI and the DOJ, right?
It does sound a little bit like that at times, yes.
Yeah. So, remember how apoplectic Mark Warner was when Tulsi Gabbard went to Fulton County to watch the FBI?
Yeah, he had a fit about her being there, which was odd to me.
Yes, he did. He had a complete fit. Now, this was the FBI that suppressed Hillary's emails, Anthony Weiner's laptop, Huma Abedin's laptop, Hunter's laptop. They had custody of everything Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
They raided
or on Jeffrey Epstein, they are the entity that fiddled around and waited a long time to go to some of his other properties, and some people have said, well, by the time they got there, nothing was left. I'm not saying it was on purpose. That's just what some people have said. They also knew about the
you
kid
think there might have
who
been a phone call. We're coming in a couple of days.
Yes. And what was the kid's
We'll
name
get
that
to
was
that
murdered in D.C.? That they didn't steal his watch or his wallet or anything.
Right.
And they didn't know anything about it, and we found out they did know stuff about it.
Well, snitches get stitches, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the FBI that investigated the J6 pipe bombing. They investigated the Trump assassination attempts. It's the FBI that placed 274 operatives at J6 and then committed 1,500 agents to investigating it.
That's right. So why was Mark Warner, in your opinion, why did he care that Tulsi Gabbard was there when the FBI was seizing voting records in Georgia?
Well,
I mean, all she's doing is watching them pick stuff up, right?
Right. Remember when you said there was a heads up at the Epstein locations?
Yeah, that's been alleged.
Okay. Well, the FBI gave Rob Pitts, the Fulton County Commissioner, a phone call 2 days ahead of showing up to give them notice that they were coming, and that he, Secretary of State Raffensperger, and one of his deputies were in imminent risk of arrest, and that they'd be coming to get that stuff. So there was a 2-day heads up before they went.
Yes.
Now, Tulsi Gabbard didn't go down there to witness the seizure, Scott. She went down there to witness a cover-up, and that's why Mark Warner had a fit.
So you're saying she was there, and because she was there, it makes it more difficult for the FBI to maybe not get that or don't get this, or she's like, hey, y'all had 40 boxes. Why did we end up at the offices with 35 or whatever the number is?
What's the first thing they did the night the lights went out in Georgia?
Ran everybody, all the observers out?
And all the witnesses out of the building.
Right.
Yeah, harder to commit these things.
So are you saying that the FBI, are you saying the FBI is complicit in these things, and that there is corruption there that we may not be aware of? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think we're aware of it, and we just won't face up to it.
I got you. Well, you got people like Hannity and them always saying that, it's good people. We ought not be attacking the FBI. There's good people. And I'm sure there are good people there. But as you have pointed out, they are involved in a number of investigations that nothing ever happens around them, unless it's J6, where they used all their resources to put as many people as they possibly could in jail. And that was unnecessary, but they couldn't get to the bottom of other things.
Remember when Gus and Call hung Jake Spoon in Lonesome Dove?
Okay.
And Jake said, well, I didn't shoot nobody, Gus. What did Gus say?
I don't remember.
A man that sticks around for 6 killings is a mite late taking his leave. That's my thoughts on anybody that claims to be a good person at the FBI. And if you don't know it's corrupt, you ain't smart enough to be there. Nikki Flores, what did she say, Scott? Oh, yeah. While she was covering up the 200 or the pact for the 220 million votes, I'm basically running a shadow government here. Convince me that's an isolated attitude. Let's see. It won't happen. We've got an insurance policy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to keep going as long as we put up with it.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a very good point. I mean, there were people leaking stuff against Tulsi Gabbard. Who was doing that? The
FBI agents placed inside ODNI.
Yeah. Wait, Clark, you're former military. I don't know how y'all look at it, if it's former military or if it's once military, always military. What do you think? When do you think we created this concept that we have to have a shadow government, that the people are too stupid, the elected officials are too stupid, many of them are in on it, but that we have to have a CIA, a FBI, a bunch of alphabet agencies that do things that we, the people, may not support, but they have to do it for the good of the world, the good of the country, and it doesn't matter what we want or what we think we want. When did we get this? Because I think there's enough evidence to show now that indeed there is a shadow government, a deep state, and they do things not only across the globe, but they do them in America to try to at least put their thumb on the scale. I would say put their whole hand on the scale, politically and otherwise. Where did we develop this mindset that says they need to do that and it's okay and justified in their minds for all these folks who, many of them came out of Ivy League schools, to be running the show, regardless of what the people want? When did this take root? Was it after World War II, before World War II, after the Civil War?
I would say before World War II. I think it started with Wilson and the expertocracy that he put together.
Okay.
And the more power they got, the more power they wanted.
The expertocracy. Okay.
I made that up.
No, it's a real thing. I mean, it's a word that communicates, because we do have this idea that, I mean, that's how we got Fauci. That's how we ended up standing 6 feet away from each other and having stupid masks and millions of us getting a jab that wasn't good for us, because the experts said, and they know all.
How do they get to be experts?
They went to the right school and somebody gave them a piece of paper.
They got proclaimed to be experts.
Yeah.
How many patients did Anthony Fauci ever treat?
I don't know how many he ever cured.
Well, I don't think the man ever did anything in medicine outside of government.
That's a good point. Well, I can tell you this, Clark. I know you're a veterinarian, and if I had to have a procedure done or had to have medical advice, I would take it a million billion times before I would let Anthony Fauci tell me one thing I needed to do for my health.
And that's where we are. And, FDA, Center for Disease Control, NIH, these are supposed to be people that we can trust implicitly.
Yes.
And it's not there anymore.
That's right.
And I don't know. Maybe that was the objective. maybe it's not a flaw, it's a feature, or a feature, it's a flaw, or I don't know.
Good point.
After a while, you got to think that they're eroding trust on purpose.
Yeah, you sure do. Clark, I appreciate it, buddy. We got to go to break.
Glad I could cheer you up.
You're a ball of sunshine, my friend. We'll be back.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason, your news and headline headquarters.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio.
Every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
So you can learn things. and I appreciate that.
I appreciate
And,
that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's work. Welcome back in, everybody. Let's get out to your phone calls. Let's go to Mark up in Fargo, North Dakota? North Dakota. Welcome in, Mark. I hope you're well.
Yes, sir. I hope you do. You are too.
Well, good. We appreciate you listening up there and being in charge of the North Dakota fan club.
I am. I've got a good friend called gerrymandering. He's also in the club.
Very good.
You know where K Street is in Washington D.C., right?
I do. Yes, sir.
Okay. So all the lobbyists live on K Street. Now, the World Health Organization, the American Medical Association, the Food and Drug Administration, all have representatives up there. And the boards of directors of those organizations go back and forth between those organizations and others like them and drug companies. In other words, drug companies hire them for their advice. So the very people that these organizations, the WHO, the AMA, and the FDA, are supposed to be regulating and looking over, having oversight over to make sure they don't do anything illegal, are the people who are sending their representatives, the drug companies, back to these organizations. It's an unholy alliance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How can you have oversight over people who are paying you to present their side of it? In other words, to say, here's what the drug companies want. So it turns out to be not for we the people, but we the drug companies. That's what it turns out to be, because that's what they want.
Yeah,
they infest those organizations with their experts who always have their point of view.
Yeah.
That's really the heart of the problem, and that's what Foster is all about.
I do not disagree with you, Mark. I appreciate it. Very good point. That revolving door between the agencies and the companies and the agencies and the lobbying firms is definitely a problem. And what's happened is, we just don't have, and maybe we never did, but I think as a culture we used to have an expectation that if Mark is working for the FDA, while he's at the FDA, he's doing the straight up honest thing. You know what I'm saying? And then a company would say, "Hey, look, Mark retired. He's great at what he does. He's a good guy. Let's hire him." But that in and out and the expectation of a reward, and if I vote against this drug, then that pharmaceutical company might not hire me. It's caused a real problem, and I think it's because we've lost our bearings when it comes to honor and duty and the expectations, and everything's about the dollar and what can I get, and look how smart I am for figuring out a way to work the system to better myself. Mark, I appreciate you. You're right on.
All right.
Thank you. It's kind of sad, isn't it, Sky?
It's terribly sad. It's kind of hopeless sometimes.
I want the guy who says, you know what, it's better for me to be poor and righteous than it is to be wealthy and have done wrong.
What chance does he have in government, the righteous man?
It's rough.
It's rough. We've just been sold out. You mentioned consolidation earlier in the program, and over time, these entities, organizations become more and more and more powerful, more and more entrenched.
Yes.
And what hope do we have now? It's just it's graft, theft, corruption. It's all become accepted, and if you get caught, so what? Well, you might as well take the risk, because even if you get caught, what are the consequences?
Well, you gotta hope that the people who catch you are also full of graft and corruption, and maybe it's like it is in some of these third world countries where the cops pull you over, and they're like, "Hey, we got you for speeding," and you're like, "Oh man," but for $200 American, I'd probably let you go.
Yeah, it's a
And you're
corrupt
like,
system.
"Okay, fine, I'll pay you. I'll pay you not to have to go through the real rigmarole. Just let me go."
Well, generally, we've come to the place where most people accept the fact that government protects criminals from citizens instead of protecting citizens from criminals. It's a hopeless feeling.
Yeah, everything seems to be converging at once. The lack of morals, the warped set of morals, it's like everywhere you turn, there's a force that's against just the regular old guy just trying to make a living, live a quiet, peaceful, God-fearing life, and that guy, that girl, is at the bottom of the totem pole, just holding everything else up while everyone else gets what they can. And we've glorified the get what you can. I mean, a lot of this self-help stuff that is peddled and sold to young men and women is purely do what you want, what makes you happy as fast as you can, get all you can. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
The heck with everybody else. Just leave a path of destruction, and you get more toys and you win. But I think there was some warnings about that. Like, what does it profit a man to have the whole world, gain the world, and forfeit his soul?
No.
It's almost like a really smart guy said that at one time.
We've turned away from so much of those teachings. They're just old-fashioned.
That's just crazy stuff, but crazy people.
Is it any wonder why we have such low turnout in elections, though?
I know. Hey, well, just look at this. What are the? I know it's not the trashiest. Okay, there are people who just can't keep up with anything, but you understand what I'm saying when I say what is the junkiest, least kept up, least maintained pieces of property or buildings usually. Now I'm not talking about the abandoned one that should have been torn down 50 years ago, but it's active every day. People are going to it. It's being used. It's almost always a government building. The schools aren't kept up. The post office looks like crud most of the time, or as we said earlier, skay. Sometimes like skitty. Just and you're like, where's the pride? Where's the, I could not work at some of these places because it just drives me crazy. I'd at least have to pick the trash up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's the overall morale at these locations, and what's the incentive? And that's really what we're talking about.
You don't get anything extra. You don't get anything extra for doing extra.
What is the incentive to do the right thing in general?
Right. Well, don't you think it kind of goes from the bottom up, though, if you're like, nobody cares if there's trash out there. Nobody cares if the landscaping's up. Nobody cares that the door's been torn up for a year. Nobody cares that this is so it begins to evolve into, well, if nobody cares about that, they don't care if I take this extra $2. They don't care if I take this and sell it. They don't care what they won't even keep up with it. Well, I can borrow it. So-and-so's been doing it for 10 years, and look how he's got a place at the lake now, and well, I just need to do what he does. And it's just the whole thing. And I personally believe there was a time, and yes, it was probably the make-believe, never was true, but that the public servants were the folks who kept everything the best. They wanted the government building, the city hall, to look the best. They wanted it to be, they wanted to be perfect. The guys at the fire station were landscaping the outside, and it looked like this is the best yard in the whole city because we've got time to work on it and all this kind of stuff. And everything now, the government just seems to be like, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Right. You walk in, you think the person at the fast food place doesn't want to take your order. Go to a governmental agency where you have to have help.
Oh, I've been there. Oh, man. Yeah. Now, the fire department, they do keep up their place nice.
They do. I like those guys. I just use them as an example.
I understand. But what is the incentive to do the right thing these days? It only comes from a principle of an ethical and moral background.
Right.
Foundation. And, brother, that just doesn't pay well.
Well, even if you have a personal drive, I used to work at a place years ago that man, the whole department was getting after it, okay? I mean, everybody just went everywhere. I put 50,000 miles on my new truck the first year I had it. We just drove everywhere. Rain, shine, sleet, snow. We just did everything. The company hired some people. It was DEI, but we didn't know it was DEI at the time. Those people weren't allowed to go out to all those nasty places in the nasty weather and all this kind of stuff. So you know what it did to all the guys who had been just killing themselves?
Yeah, I do.
They're like, what am I doing?
Remove the incentive.
Yeah.
That's what socialism does.
You just took my potential raise and hired 2 more people and told me I don't get anything else. So, and they don't even have to go.
So what's your incentive to try harder?
Yeah.
Why bother?
And it's not because you're a bad employee. You still did what you were asked, but you didn't do the extra. And the extra is what makes things great. We got to take a break. We'll be back. Welcome back in, everybody. Let's get out to your phone calls. Raconteur, welcome to the program. I hope you're well. I want to say thank you again for giving us the World Cup updates and summaries. And I have one more, well, maybe one more World Cup question, and that was, why were the Argentinians trying to fight after the game? They had been pretty much, they were not in that game. They was lucky that they were there where they were. That was one. And the second one was Messi was trying really hard to get the guy kicked out or get a red card for when he said something with his hand almost over his mouth. I thought that was kind of low rent, but I need an expert to tell me.
Well, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
And, yeah, it's one of those things where Argentina just played, for lack of a better term, thug ball. They were so physical. Americans have not been that mad at Argentina since 1930 when they caused the invasion of fire ants in Mobile Bay.
Well, the ants definitely took after their human progenitors. That's for dang sure. Because that was. And I didn't even think Spain was picking on them. It wasn't like Spain was being mean to them and calling them bad names. They just. I did not understand that, and I saw where FIFA was going to look into it. I don't know if that means FIFA is going to do anything, but it just seemed, it didn't seem very, very upper class. Put it that way.
Yeah, it was. They're kind of win at all costs. When they won their title 4 years ago against the Netherlands, there was an incident where there was a physical play on the pitch, and an Argentinian player got mad, took the ball from the Netherlands player, and just blasted it right into their subsection, caused the benches to empty. So it's kind of par for their performance over the last couple of World Cups.
They have some issues with impulse control.
Well, I think they were trying to push Messi over the top one last time, but the plot armor failed because in this episode, James Bond dies and there is no sequel.
Yeah. And Messi, when Messi did the whole thing about trying to get the guy in trouble, I can look. He's trying to do all that he can do, but for a guy as legendary as he is, I thought, man, that ought to. And I guess you've seen the video that shows him doing that, and then it shows Ronaldo, who's supposed to be the bad guy, telling some other guy basically, "Hey, look, don't cover your mouth up again. They'll get you in trouble or whatever." That seemed pretty different.
Well, yeah, and then Ronaldo sparked controversy because he commented on something about the Argentinian team that FIFA may be taking sanctions. He liked the post, and so the whole world's in an uproar. See, even Ronaldo hates Argentina. Even Ronaldo hates Messi. So yeah, it's drama. That's
Yeah, and look, let's be honest, it sells tickets, doesn't it?
Well, and we've talked about the theater of flopping. So why would we expect them not to act like prima donnas?
That's a good point. Very good point. What else you got, Rockin' Tour?
Well, the England-France match, that came down to me calling that wrong because of the Arsenal effect.
Okay.
I'm a homer. Arsenal is my favorite English Premier League team. They finished number 2 in the Champions League, which is like the tournament for all the league champions in Europe.
Okay.
France's one Arsenal player was William Saliba, their main defender. He was out.
Okay.
Every goal that was scored or assist made by England was made by an Arsenal player, except for the one by Bellingham at the end.
Okay.
So I downplayed that being a homer, and that England took out France. Moving on to Alabama basketball, Sky and I may be best friends now. With the addition of T.J. St. Louis, how did we get him out of Brampton? How did we get him out of Brampton, Ontario? Well, that's the same city that Charles Bediako is from.
That's right. Our former Canadian.
He played on the Canadian U17 World Cup team, so he's legit. He is now the 6th Alabama player 6'10" or above. Nate Oates went out and got some mega height. We signed the 6'1" Anderson Diaz, who reclassified because we needed a point guard.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 6'1" guys, and then everybody else is 6'6" or above, with 6 guys 6'10" or above.
Man.
Wow.
Understand currently number 4 recruiting class in the country.
Yeah, we'll take a number 4 recruiting class with our coaching staff. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, Ball and Oates is changing, and here's another fun fact: this season, Nate Oates is the second most tenured basketball coach in the SEC behind Rick Barnes.
Wow.
Is he really?
Has it been that long?
Yep.
Wow. That is crazy.
With Calipari transferring to Arkansas, yes, it's insane.
That is insane.
He's like the granddaddy. So I'm looking forward. There's exciting things coming for Alabama basketball. I don't know how high I am on Aiden Holloway returning, but we'll figure that out.
I'll take him.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, we'll see. But look, if he doesn't get the job done, somebody else will step up.
Well, I mean, he'll get the job done, but it's just the charge and working his way back on the team with all the off-court antics. But if they're going to let everybody else have pros and not let Alabama play pros, well, good on them. Let's play Holloway.
You might as well. Absolutely.
You might as well.
I'm sure he's straightened everything out. I mean, he's probably been to the Children's Hospital 4 or 5 times, and he loves his grandmother, and probably wants to be a doctor. So let him play, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And, I mean, he is from North Carolina, so, rules are different up there. You do know that in North Carolina, you cannot get a DUI if you're on a horse.
Well, that's fair.
Well, that's good information to know right there now.
Yep. You drink in North Carolina, you've had a little too much, just get on a horse.
Always ride a horse. Just don't get the horse drunk, because that's the problem.
I don't know what the rule is on that. I just know you can be intoxicated on a horse. I don't know about the horse.
Thanks, Pro Contour.
We'll check into that.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. We got to take another break. We'll be back.
every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back in, everybody. Scott Beason, you're too tough on Aiden Holloway. Okay, look. I like the idea of people getting second chances or whatever. I am not. There are certain crimes that I'm like, just go ahead and be done with the person. Rape, murder, child molesters, those kind of folks. Just you're out of here. Hold on, yards. Y'all know I'm for hanging. Scott, that's like lynching. I don't care. All that whining about that, I do not care. But like Aiden Holloway's situation, where they go to his apartment or wherever he stays, and they find two something pounds of marijuana, Sky. And
it was just under a kilo, Scott.
Yeah, I don't even know how much kilo is. Oh, 1,000 grams. Yeah. So they found 2.1 grams. I found an article now.
Just under.
You're going to love the way the article reads. Listen to this, Guy. So, okay. Agents reportedly found marijuana, including loose marijuana, vacuum-sealed bag of the drug, inside a TV stand. Agents found marijuana, a rolling tray, packaging materials, and promethazone. In his bedroom, they found it in his backpack that was in the closet and in a suitcase. U.S. currency was in a jacket pocket and a rolling tray with marijuana under the bed. In the spare bedroom, they found marijuana in a box in a closet and some more in a dresser drawer. All right, look.
Okay.
One thing you can say about Aiden is he don't try to keep it all in one spot.
No, and it could have all been for personal use, that whole 2 pounds, man.
Now, look, his response, one of the things he said was, well, I do smoke.
You think? You do. You do. Although, I must mention that reports were, after Aiden Holloway was removed from the team, they did seem to be a lot more focused.
They were more
practice.
grounded.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
So he faced 2 felony charges, possession of marijuana, and failure to affix stamps. What is that? What is that?
It's a tax stamp for marijuana that they'll bust you on if you don't apply for your tax stamp.
Well, how do you? It's illegal,
exactly.
right?
Right. So you're going to go down to the police department and say, hey, I need some of them marijuana taxes to put on my weed, man. They're going to say, okay.
Give my tax stamps.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems a little, look, I'm against it all the way around, but that seems a little. I guess he pled down. Is that what he did? He just said, hey, I pled down to possession of marijuana and prescription drugs. So he's going to have to go to some pretrial diversion. Here's the thing. If that's what they do for everybody, great. Okay? Look, I'm not one of these people that says, hey, send everybody to prison.
No.
Now, some people, if he's really selling drugs, then he should go to prison. I don't know if he was or if he was not. Okay? If my son does something stupid, if I do something stupid, I'm not for destroying people for their whole life, No. But at the same time,
keep in mind, it is a drug. It's a nonviolent offense, drug offense, first offense.
And it's a drug it's a drug that the state is letting people sell now.
Yes, he should get any kind of help because apparently he's got a bit of a chronic issue there with the weed. So let's get him some help.
What's funny about it? The having it everywhere is what makes me think, okay, you got some issues. It's like, hey, I need a little bit in every place with every set of clothes I have. I need to be able to have it with me at all times.
Easter eggs all over the house.
It's crazy.
What's going on?
So anyway, good luck to him. I hope it works out. But
I think Duke wants to give us the business about this.
All right, well, let's talk to Duke because we got to get to Duke. Duke, welcome to the program. I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday to you.
What up with you, soul?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm listening to you, Bama, talking about the basketball here. I mean, y'all are happy. You're happier than P. Diddy in a room full of baseball right now. I don't know why y'all happy like that. But I got a piece of advice.
Interesting.
For you.
I think Duke said that Aiden Holloway keeps marijuana around like P. Diddy does.
Oh, okay. I get it.
But here's the thing for you, Bama. Now,
okay.
You know, Bama. Go ahead and pay your players good money. They won't have to turn to selling drugs.
Who said it? Well, wait a minute, Your Honor. You're right.
Listen to Duke. If we just paid people more, they wouldn't have to be criminals, would they?
On the other hand, they could just buy more weed, dude.
He left Auburn to get a few more dollars. Bama said they're going to give him a few more dollars. And never did show up. Just like Trump, the gas prices went down and grocery prices.
Dude, he tied Trump into it. I told you. I'm in the minute and a half, Beason. You owe me.
You're right. You're right.
All we get is a basket of eggs, That's all we got now. This Trump deal second time around. But y'all pay the man. Pay the man for good money. They won't have to turn to selling drugs. Okay?
That's right. Thank you, Duke.
Slander, I tell you. That's slander.
Oh, man.
He was not selling drugs. He just had all those baggies laying around because he eats a lot of sandwiches. Okay? That's what's going on there. And the scales, he's watching his weight.
He didn't have any scales, did he?
I don't know.
Do they even do it like that? Or do they just like, is it so cheap and so, I mean, everybody has it where they're like, here's you a handful. I mean, how do they divvy it up these days?
I wouldn't know, sir. I go back to the days of lids and nickel bags, Scott, okay? When men were men. That's right.
I mean, I just don't know. I mean, they didn't say there was a scale.
No, I made that up. I was just playing along with Duke there and his accusations that 2 pounds wasn't for personal use. Okay?
I'm trying to find that quote where he said, pleading guilty, grateful for the youth offender status, part of the agreement's drug test, community service, wrote an apology letter.
Good. Yeah. He deserves this. I mean, he should have a second chance. If it was your son, first offense,
I would absolutely want to. Yeah, absolutely. Because young boys do stupid stuff. I mean, young girls.
And I don't care if it's Alabama or Auburn. I stand by that 100%. You know, shouldn't even enter into this. It's a young man.
He said Holloway. Here's the sentence. This is from Fox 6. Holloway told agents he wanted to remain silent. That's smart.
That's good.
Then
didn't have the ability.
Then said he only smokes.
What is not shoot it up? What is that?
No, I think he says because if somebody probably said, "Are you selling this?" I just smoke.
Well, that was wise on his attorneys. I mean, that was a good decision. Yeah. Because I tell you, man, he just barely cleared. Yeah. You get 2.2 and
really
that's
all right. Here's my question. They had it everywhere. Do you think he actually? Now look, this is alleged. We're just asking questions, okay? Not. You think he had 2.2, or do you think they said, you know what? I think 954 grams. Wait, hold on. I got it. Wait. Hey, what is that? What does the scale say? 964. Okay, write it down. Pack it up.
No comment.
Roll Tide. Be safe out there. See y'all.